House of Representatives. Dito po yan sa Batasan, Pambansa. So ngayon po may press conference po tayo sa ating mga kongresista. Alright? So antabay lang tayo. Like lang natin. Comment down below. And share our live stream. Ayan. Loud and clear na po ba? Pa-comment down below. Hello, hello, hello. Pa-comment down below po kung loud and clear na po ang ating makita ko doon, hiningil ako. Kung loud and clear na po ang ating live stream po ngayon. Yan. So in a few minutes mag-start na po ang ating press conference ulit. Alright. Start mo na. Okay, loud and clear na. Salamat, salamat. So, i-like po natin, guys. So, like natin. In few minutes po, mag-start ng ating presscon. So, sa mga hindi nag-subscribe, subscribe na po kayo. So, nandito tayo lagi sa House of Representatives. Lagi po tayo nandito. So, make sure nakasubscribe na po kayo.
Ray, okay na?
Bell all the notification.
Ako, babati na ng Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine. So, reverse ko ng camera.
Okay
So,
na tayo.
mga 10 likes, guys. Likes natin. Like natin.
Habol na lang si Comted. Oo.
So, in few minutes, mag-start na tayo. Pag-count ko ng 10, mag-start na tayo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us
Thank you.
today for another press conference. We have some important updates to share with you guys. Our panel of speaker. Of course, I'm Ryan Ponce Fafaco, your moderator for today's press conference. Our panel of speakers for today include Bataan First District Representative Geraldine Roman.
Happy Valentine's, everyone.
Ako, Bicol Party List Representative Raul Angelo Gil Bongalon.
Morning, happy Valentine's to everyone.
One Rider Party List Rhodes L. Gutierrez.
Happy Valentine's po.
Palawan 2nd District Representative Jose C. Alvarez. And we welcome also the presence of Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr. from Pampanga. And of course, we will wait the arrival of Aklan Representative Tuderico Ted Haresco Jr. Okay. Thank you to our honorable members of the House for coming today. So before we open the floor for question and answers, let us allow them muna to deliver their respective opening remarks.
Well, I'm not part of the panel, but always supporting our members, especially my fellow young guns. Well, anyway, ito na ang mga magagaling nating mga young guns talaga from my left, di ba? Kong Rhodes, Kong Jill, at saka si Kong Geraldine. Of course, the veterans, businessman, at marami tayong matututuan sa kanya. Congressman Pepito Alvarez. Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga din. Hapon na eh.
Ako nga pala, sorry.
Hapon na, oo. Saka, ako naman, simple lang. Taga barangay, isang barangay sa Palawan, naging congressman. But I live all my life practically in ASEAN. Singapore, Jakarta, Vietnam. Practically half of my life. So you can ask me how these countries develop. Or you can ask me about West Philippine Sea, sa Palawan. My wife is from Mindanao. I also have a place there. I've been in and out of Mindanao all my life. So you can ask me anything about West Philippine Sea, Mindanao, and ASEAN. Thank you very much.
Ako naman, I'm a firm believer in the necessity of amending the economic provisions of the Constitution. And for this reason, and I share this sentiment with many of the members of the House. And for this reason, we are closely monitoring what our colleagues in the Senate are doing, which is conducting the hearings for the possible amendments of these economic provisions. And of course, I look forward to an efficient handling of the hearings so that we can make what so many Congresses, so many batches of Congress have been wanting to do, which is to amend these provisions. No, I would like the 19th Congress to be known as the Congress that spelled the difference and didn't miss that golden opportunity to effect something that will be beneficial to our country, especially to the poor.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Again, Happy Valentine's Day. Ako naman po si Congressman Raul Angelo Gil Bongalon, ang party list representative po ng Ako Bicol at party po ng Young Guns. And I would be very glad to answer questions with regard to pressing issues that we face nowadays. And sana po i-consider din po ng taong bayan, ng ating pong mga kasama ng mga public officials, ang mga pananaw ng mga kabataang legislador dito po sa Kongreso. Yun lamang po.
Good morning. We welcome the presence of Congressman Ted Haresco. Sir, thank you for joining us today. Congrats.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Ako po si Rog Gutierrez, representative ng One Rider Party List and the only member of the minority here today. I'm very excited to answer questions and I hope I'll be able to give perspective given that context. Maraming salamat po.
Kong Haresco for your opening remarks.
Yes, good afternoon po. Ako po si Congressman Good afternoon po. Ako po si Congressman Ted Haresco Baclan, representing the 2nd District, including Boracay.
Thank you, honorable members. May I call Mr. Billy Vegas from Abante Politico for the first question.
Tanong ko lang po yung response dun sa sinasabi ni Senator Ivy na gagamitin daw yung AKAP for People's Initiative.
Well, for the knowledge of everyone, ang AKAP is a regular line item already in the GAA. Meron siyang a total of 26.7 billion pesos. And nowhere does it state that it is going to be used for the People's Initiative. So, I don't know. You cannot just immediately conclude that it is going to be used for that purpose. Kami, from different districts throughout the country and representing our different constituencies, we look forward to that kind of help. Kasi, and even the DSWD has indicated its desire to roll out itong AKAP because it's much needed. It covers a sector na sa matagal na panahon hindi na nako-cover. Meron tayong syempre yung those covered by EICs, yung poor, considered as poor, but yung those who are in danger of belonging to that group, hindi nako-cover. So there is a need for it and we look forward to its implementation. But nowhere in the GEA does it specify that it's going to be used for PI. At I think I was also following the hearing, wala naman sinasabi yung DSWD na gagamitin nila sa PI yon.
Dagdagan ko lang po yung sinabi ni Congresswoman Geraldine Roman na sinasabi daw po kasi itong AKAP o yung tinatawag na ayuda sa mga kapos ang kita program ay gagamitin po sa People's Initiative. So isang malaking kasinungalingan na naman po at gawa-gawang kwento, sapagkat makita po, malinaw po dito sa dokumento na wala naman po sinasabi na gagamitin sa AKAP. At yung programang ito, kay bago-bago, sisirain po ng ating pong ilang sa mga senador, wag naman po sana ganun. Dahil maganda po yung intensyon ng AKAP. Basically, para po ito sa mga low earners or mga minimum wage earners, dagdag ayuda po ito para po sa ating pong masambayan ng Pilipino. So, AKAP has full of good intentions. At panawagan ko na lang po na sana wag pong bigyan ng pangit na kulay. Bagong programa po ito ng DSWD at para po ito sa mga mahihirap natin ng mga sambayan ng Pilipino. Yun lamang po.
Kong Rods?
Siguro po on our part, like I mentioned, I hope to give perspective sa minority. Nung una po namin nalaman that there was news of an inserted item, nagulat po kami. Because we'd like to think our role in minority is to really fiscalize the budget. But upon checking po, immediately, tinanong po namin yung secretariat, dalaman po namin ito po ay insertion sa BICAM naman po. So there is participation on both the parts of the House and the Senate. So nagulat po, personally, this representation sa allegation that this is an insertion on the part of the House at hindi daw po ito alam ng mga senador. Ikinagulat po ito namin. We were shocked to find out that they're unaware of this AKAP, but it seems to be very clear. Nakita po namin, line item naman, may special provision pa nga po doon sa ating GAA for 2024. So, I don't know how this would be in any way linked to the People's Initiative. And if we look at the timeline, according to the Secretariat, this was actually welcomed by the Secretariat of DSWD. Alam po natin, especially yung very famous 4-piece program, marami na rin po nag-graduate doon, but still, they're still very vulnerable, especially given inflation. And I think it was actually mentioned po in the special provision ng AKAP that this is actually in support po sa kanila na very vulnerable pa rin. So with such a laudable intention, di ko po alam kung bakit this would be linked with PI, perhaps by timing, but I really think it's unfortunate. Di porket insertion po ito sa BICAM, ibig sabihin ay may masamang intention. I hope we can do away with putting malice to that. Speaking for our sector, for example po, yung libreng sakay, hindi naman po yun actually regular, yung service contract program. Pero nung linabas po yun sa BICAM as you could call it insertion, welcome na welcome po ito. So I hope we can do the same and welcome AKAP kasi we do believe na maganda po yung layunin ito. Yun lang po, I guess, on our part.
Well, in addition, because Congressman Jill and I are members of the BICAM, and we signed this bicameral report before the President signed into law. Nandun naman po yan na i-discuss namin sa BICAM between both houses, the Senate and the Congress.
Well, if you would be interested, we can provide you copies of the page where this item is included. And it contains, I think, the signatures of those congressmen who participate in the BICAM, as well as the senators who participated. So just figure out for yourselves sino ba ang nagpirmahan dito.
The members of the BICAM.
The members of the BICAM. I can decipher some of the signatures, some I do not, but I think it's quite clear. I leave it to your discovery.
This is my signature. Where's your signature?
Where's your signature?
This is my signature. Where's my signature? This one.
Kayong dalawa dyan.
This one. This is my signature. And this proves that I have read the bicameral conference committee report and I understood the contents of the report. So malinaw po dito na alam po nila dapat ang nilalaman ng bicameral conference committee report at pangit naman po na sasabihin nila na nabibigla sila dahil meron daw pong 27.6 billion na pondo para sa AKAP, where in fact malinaw po last December 2 beses po nag-meet ang bicameral conference committee at napag-usapan po itong programang AKAP ng DSWD.
Do any of our panel members have additional comments to share? Kong Haresco and Kong Alvarez? Okay. Let's move to next question. May I call Mr. Elson Quismorio from Manila Bulletin?
Hello po, Kongs. Good afternoon. A question po for Kong Alvarez, although anybody can chime in po. Boss, I think foreign investors are very eager to invest in the Philippines, and because of this, they are supporting the Chacha efforts. But recently po, former Associate Justice Carpio said na marami naman na daw pong laws na napasa that would allow foreign ownership of businesses in the Philippines. So there seems to be a disconnect po. If this is true na the laws are enough, bakit po may clamor from foreign investors to 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 push for Chacha? So who should we believe, sir?
Wala namang yung who should we believe. Medyo kulang lang sila sa kaalaman. Yung mga napasang batas, opening up the economy, hindi pa sapat. That's very direct answer. Because in the other countries, pagpalagay mo na sa Vietnam, wala namang foreign ownership sa lupa. Kasi in a communist state, all lands belong to the state. Pero, definitive yung 25 years, 50 years, 75 years, ito yung mga benepisyo. Ito yung invest mo, ito yung tao employ mo, kompleto sa recados. Hindi yung open up mo lang economy, retail trade law, yung Public Service Act, kulang pa yun hindi sapat. Dahil bakit sabi ng quote ko yung Korean ambassador, I have lunch with him the other day. Ang sabi niya, out of 343 Korean investors, only 3 located in the Philippines. 340 went to Vietnam. Hindi ba sapat na yun na para tingnan natin na buksan na natin yung economy? Kasi kulilat na nga tayo sa buong ASEAN. Yun ang masasabi ko.
Boss, ano po main complaint ng Korean investors?
Ambassador Lee.
But what was
May
the main
listahan sa doon sa sinite niya sa akin. Kunin ko kung gusto mo. Kaya lang, siyempre, overlands yun, sinabi lang niya. Give me the names. Hindi naman ko. I will get it for you.
Ay, sige boss.
Okay.
Just to add, in this case, I think we should listen more to the potential investors. They would know the challenges that they face before investing in our country. And, syempre, we respect former Justice Carpio. He's a man of great experience. But between theory and practicality, and real talk, ika nga na sinasabi natin, pakinggan natin yung mga investors. And I think it doesn't take much to be observant, and compare our situation and that of other countries. Sabi nga nila, we have a constitution that is so specific. And unfortunately, it's too specific when it comes to the economic provisions. When in general, you go around the world, ang constitution is just a declaration of principles filled with motherhood statements, your ultimate objectives, and it really gives leeway and space for Congress to legislate the laws. You were talking about laws, sinasabi nila, like the Public Services Act, that's being questioned at the Supreme Court precisely because of the economic provisions. Hence, the need to listen to the investors. And also, I think you will find out that they all want to invest, except that it's unattractive to invest in our country given these restrictive economic provisions.
Well, with regard to that issue, what we have is a retired justice who is saying that we have already enough laws that would answer to these problems. But pakinggan ho natin yung foreign investors. Sinasabi nila, we have restrictive economic provisions under the 1987 constitutions. Ibig sabihin, hindi ho sapat yung mga batas na ipinapasa ho ng Kongreso para na ma-encourage po ang ating mga foreign investors na magnegosyo sa ating bansa. Yun lamang po ang dapat na malinaw sa ating pong mga sambayan ng Pilipino na we have to amend the restrictive economic provision. It is now the best time to amend our fundamental law of the land. That would be all.
Kong Ted.
May I add, from the point of view of our ASEAN neighbors and Asian neighbors, in China, if I were a foreign businessman, I would just show the government a voucher, purchase voucher, and the government will give me the land, give me the capital, give me the infrastructure necessary, the electricity. For instance, this Filipino businessman has opened up 11 factories in China using just a simple ingredient, cornstarch. So manufacturer of OIC. Every factory that he opens, he's given $200 million. And he is charged every year 5%. That includes the cost of capital given by the government and includes taxes. 5% lang po, interest, pati taxes. So he has 11 factories and growing all over China. So that is how they welcome foreign investments. Look at the ASEAN neighbors. When we started ASEAN 1967, we were number 3 most prosperous country in amongst our ASEAN neighbors. Since 1997, we were the last of the 5 founding members of ASEAN. Now we are third to the last. The last being Laos, second Myanmar. So sila po, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, members of ASEAN, they have changed their constitution so many times. Thailand, 20 times sila nagkaroon ng constitution. Indonesia, 9 times. Malaysia, so many times. So they changed their constitution to reflect the global changing world. We base our assumption that if we open up the discussion on the Constitution, we break up our society. That is completely untrue. The U.S., it's a free economy. You can buy land, whatever. You can invest in whatever, wherever. That's the land of the free. But it seems to me, from the point of view of economics, our constitution is for the land of the few. We don't have enough capital. We don't have enough technology. We don't have enough foreign entrepreneurship to participate actively in this global world. So that is why if we don't open ourselves to this debate about opening up the Constitution, we will be not only the laggard of ASEAN, but of Asia. Maraming salamat po.
Just to add po na lang, no, we have nothing but respect, of course, to the good opinion of the good justice, the retired Justice Carpio. But in this instance, tama naman po yung sinabi niya that definitely the foreign investors are looking towards more laws to support accountability, anti-corruption, and there is some leeway in opening up the Constitution through legislative processes. Pero as we can see now, and as we've been trying to elucidate, it seems na kulang po talaga. And we look no further than the resource persons, yung mga foreigners po mismo talaga that appeared during that hearing. And what they were saying was clear, is that economic change, economic charter change, it sends the right signal to the foreign investors. So I think when we take a look between that opinion of that resource person, yung foreigner po, vis-a-vis yung opinion po ng ating mabuting justice, they're not necessarily contrary, but it really it says a lot if we go towards the direction of charter change. Yun nga, yung sabi nga po nila, the right time for economic charter change was yesterday. If we're going to wait for further developments in legislation dun sa anti-corruption, more accountability, baka po umabot ng another 30 years. So, ang suggestion po talaga dun is have it in parallel. You start the economic charter change now. Ayun na po.
Thank you, sir. Kung SDS Dong, do you have ano?
Well, regarding lang dito sa AKAP, yung AKAP, siguro ngayon yung narinig, yun yung ayuda sa kapos ang kita program AKAP, and this is 26 point something billion. And there is a committee report during our BICAM conference, and it was ratified in the Senate and also in the House of Representatives, headed by, of course, our chairman, Chairman Saldico, and our counterpart in the Senate, Senator Sani Angara. Kaya we have no hand on this AKAP. The DSWD will be the one to implement this. Wala po kaming kamay dito. So there is an agency to handle this one.
Thank you, Kongs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kat Forbes of Radio Pilipinas, you are recognized.
Good afternoon po, Kongs. 2 points lang po sa akin. Balikan ko lang po yung sa People's Initiative. Ito meron pong panibagong ang patutsada dun sa AKAP na kine-question, gagamitin sa PI. And meron pa rin po talagang insistence itong si Senator Amy Marcos to investigate PI. So, ano po kaya magiging epekto nun dun sana sa, baka pwede na tayo mag-reconcile sana yung Senate at ang House of Representatives. Hindi po ba parang ito yung balakid doon sa reconciliation ng dalawang kapulungan? And second po, baka hingan ko na lang po kayo ng Valentine's message po natin for our senators. Yan po. Thank you.
You know what? Karapatan ng mga senador mag-conduct ng isang inquiry kung gusto nila. Pero ito lang naman ang aming humble opinion. Meron pa bang PI? Meron pa bang People's Initiative na nagaganap? Wala na, di ba? Malinaw ang COMELEC, hindi nila tatanggapin yung mga signatures. Nagsabi na rin ng Pangulo, hindi ito itutuloy. Walang mangyayari. So what's the point of all of this? So, ang nangyayari, tila baga, nagkakaroon ng insinuations about irregularities dito sa aming chamber, sa House of Representatives. Nababanggit na naman yung pangalan ng aming speaker. And to put it bluntly, hindi ito makakatulong sa interchamber relations. Because marami akong nakakausap ng senador, this has never happened in the entire history of the country. Ngayon lang nangyayari to. So if you insinuate that your colleagues, your co-equals na sinasabi nila, engage in irregular activities, tapos paparatangan mo pa na ang kanilang intention ay gamitin itong AKAP na sila mismo, mga senador, ang pumirma at ninaprobahan during the BICAM ng budget. What does it say? Mahal ba nila kami? So you can tell me you love me, but if your actions do not prove that, anong tawag doon? Siyempre kami dito, we want to focus on the work. Let love win, ika nga. But when we say work, we look forward to efficient kind of work. Kaya nga sinusubaybayan namin yung how they conduct the hearings. Siyempre, gusto namin sana, meron sense of urgency when they work. Like what we do here in the House. We work with a sense of urgency. Kasi nga kami, sabi namin, we work directly with the people. We hear firsthand kung anong problema ng taong bayan. Alam namin na yung mataas na presyo ng kuryente ay maaring masolusyonan sa pagpasok ng mas maraming investors sa power sector, sa energy sector. Kaya nga lang, di po pwede dahil merong balakid sa ating saligang batas. And when we know the solution is an amendment, and then alam din ng aming mga counterparts sa Senate na itong solution, and yet parang wala yatang sense of urgency na parang sinasabi nila, hindi. We'll be very diligent. We'll conduct it in a relaxed manner. Medyo nakaka-frustrate yun, di ba? So, kasi kami dito, sanay ako, SDS. Dito sa House kasi, pag sinabing gano'n ng aming House Leader, who is the Speaker, he's in charge. He tells our Rules Committee, kay Majority Manix Dalipe, o ito, priority to. Gawan nyo ng paraan. Gagawa namin paraan. If we have to work overtime, we'll do it. Hindi kami yung papabanjing-banjing. I'm not saying na gano'n ang trabaho ng mga senador natin. Nakita ko naman, they listen to everyone. But, you know what? Dito kasi, I've also spoken to many chairpersons ng different committees. We choose our resource persons, dapat relevant sa issue. We also allocate time. Hindi pwedeng only yung time, di ba? Pag na-address na yung isang issue, hindi na paulit-ulit. Oo. Tapos ngayon, meron ng pag-uusapang roadshow. Iikot daw sa buong bansa. Bakit? Re-revise na ba natin ang buong Constitution? Hindi naman, di ba? Ilan ba ang economic provisions, Kong Ted? Konti lang, di ba? Oh, apat. You need a roadshow for that. You listen, in this case, I think, the proper resource persons, we're talking about economic provisions. Okay, let's listen to the fathers of the Constitution to learn about their intent. We listen to economists. We listen to potential investors. O di ba sapat-sapat na yon? And then you connect the dots and use your intelligence and put it to a vote. A roadshow, honestly. And also, it's a matter of efficiency. Sabi ko nga dito malinaw, who is in command? The Speaker. Meron tayong legislative agenda ng President. Out of the 20, ilan ang ating na-fulfill? 94%, right? Oo. Tapos sa Senate, ilan? 14? I don't know. Legislative bottleneck, much? O hindi naman, di ba? Wag sana. Ang kailangan natin, malinaw. The Speaker gives the command, Majority Floor Leader schedules it. Sa upper house, like, who's in charge? Who's on top? Who's on bottom? Si SP Migs ba? O si Senator Joel? I mean, I'd like to find out. Please enlighten me. Kasi nga, it's for the sake of efficiency. I'm sorry. Ito ang nararamdaman ng marami kong kasamahan. Maraming problema ng taong bayan na masosolusyonan sa pagpasok ng mga investors sa ating bansa. Mataas na kuryente. When there's more competition, pababaan ang presyo. Pag mas maraming trabaho, giginhawa ang maraming pamilyang Pilipino. Ito na nga ang solution. What are we waiting for? Mag-roadshow muna tayo. Parang hindi naman yata pasok sa equation yung roadshow na yan. So, ang message ko lang itong Valentine's Day, show the love. Kung mahal mo ang taong bayan, you will not be too relaxed. You will work with a sense of urgency, efficiency, very important, and you will walk the talk. When you say you want to amend these economic provisions, if there is a will, there is a way. So, show the love and let love win.
Please like, please like.
question yung kay-
Salamat po sa like.
Kay Senator. Kung ako ang senator, pakikinggan ko si Presidente. Because yun ang Valentine's gift natin sa kanya. Kasi this is for the country. Only economic provision. And that is very, very clear. Yun lang po. Salamat.
Happy Valentine po sa lahat, lalong-lalo na po sa mga mahal namin na mga senador. Magyakapan na po tayo. Ang akap ng DSWD ay para sa lahat. I'm sure ayakapin din sila ng DSWD. Tapos na po ang PI. Lalong-lalo na po sa Aklan, sa distrito ko, halos 51% ang sabi nila. Mag-i-initiate kami. So, hindi namin naintindihan na bawal ba sa konstitusyon na mag-usap tungkol sa mga amendahin sa konstitusyon. Let us have a healthy discussion. Ang sinabi nga ni Presidente of highest national interest. Kasi sinasabi niya sa buong mundo, sa kanyang paikot-ikot, we are open for business. Since the time of President Fidel V. Ramos, sinasabi nila sa 8th Congress, open for business. Pero pagdating ng investor dito, sinasabi ng Konstitusyon, we are close to business. So, open, close. So, kaya naiiwanan tayo sa pansitan. Kaya yung mga katabi natin na dating napakahirap, ang Vietnam, ang China, yung mga katabi natin, yumayaman ng yumayaman kasi pag sinabi ng leader open to business, pagdating sa kanilang mga bansa, open talaga sila. Pero tayo, kunyari open, pero pagdating dito, close. So, magyakapan na po tayo. We are open to a healthy discussion with our colleagues, the upper chamber.
Sorry po, sunodin ko lang po yung isang naging statement ni sinasabing merong pagkukumpara yung isang senador with the district congs and party list congs sa mga senador. Yun po ba yung difference ng Senate at ng House na pag ang speaker nagsalita, merong command, sumusunod ang lahat. Pero parang ang Senado, kalat-kalat.
Please.
Can you ask that to Senate President Biggs?
Who's on top? Who's on the bottom? Hindi. I don't think the number of votes has something to do with working as a team in the Senate. I think when they approve RBH 6, I think that was clear already that majority of the senators also want amendments to the economic provisions. So they should be consistent. I would like to believe that they're consistent in their beliefs and they're very sincere in their work. But if the intention is, and I'm not saying it's their intention, is to delay the bill and let it die a natural death, nanghihinayang po ako eh. We have this very golden opportunity. Para bang now or never na. Totoo na sa kasaysayan ng Kongreso, ngayon lang umusad at nagkaroon ng discussion, which is a welcome development already. So if we do not seize this opportunity, sayang na naman. And ang gusto ko lang sanang parating sa taong bayan ay ito. Maganda po ang amendments na economic provisions. Maraming pong problema kasi hindi naintindihan din ng maraming tao, Kong Ted, Kong Rog, Kong Bongalon, SDS Gonzales, Congressman Alvarez, na maraming problemang pang-araw-araw ang maaring masolusyonan sa pag-amyenda ng mga economic provisions. So, pag hindi pa natin na-seize ng opportunity na to, I think we should also be held accountable to the Filipino people. People should know and be made aware if their legislators have delivered on their promises to legislate for the benefit and for the good of the entire country. And let's not demonize charter change.
Just to add po siguro, no? You mentioned the comparison, and of course, if you remember, at least dito sa amin, I don't know if it's biased, the infamous apples to oranges. There was a comparison of votes po, no? And they were talking about disenfranchisement. But when it comes to work, when we're talking about yung who, like you mentioned po, no? The Speaker or the Senate President, how it comes to work, it's not disenfranchising voters natin. Pantay-pantay po yun, they voted us into power. Let's put those votes to work. I think it would be a bigger disenfranchisement na whether or not national yan or local kapag hindi po nagagawa yung trabaho natin. And this is what's before us now. Sabi nga po ni SDS Dong, the President already said that's the directive, it's going towards charter change. Let's get to work na lang po. I guess that's our message here.
Well, on my part, with regard to the People's Initiative, wala naman po tayong napapala doon sa investigasyon. In fact, yung programa nga, bago-bagong programa ng DSWD, binibigyan nila ng pangit na kulay. So, why don't we start the debate on the economic reform? And me, as a first-termer and a neophyte member of the 19th Congress, I want to be part of this historic constitutional reform. I'm 32 years old. Our 1987 Constitution is 37 years old. Kung yung mga camera nyo nga po at cellphone ina-update nyo, yung Constitution pa kaya. And malinaw naman po sinabi ng Presidente, let's stick with the economic provisions. So kung sinabi po ni SDS Dong na listen to the President, ako naman po siguro, listen and follow the President. So siguro ang Valentine's message ko na lang po sa ating pong mga counterparts sa Senate, total, nandito na po si Kong Geraldine Roman, love wins, but we will never forget.
Thank you. Milky Ragunan from DZRH. Yanes ka, next ka.
Good afternoon. Most of the business group supports the amendments of the 1987 Constitution on the economic provision, but based on them, mga reactions nila, too much political noise, away sa Senado at Congress might affect the business climate. Your thoughts on this, please?
Definitely, it's not good for the country na nag-aaway o may rift sa both chambers, ano. And as I said, message ka namin, show the love, and love should win. In fact, so let's get our act together sa upper house o sa Senate at saka sa House of Representatives. So really, the ball is on their side of the court. We have already indicated our support, and we're firm in our belief, and we have shown our determination. Now it's the Senate's turn to show its determination, and that can only be proven if they work with efficiency and with determination, as well as a sense of urgency. Limited po ang time natin. So, dapat medyo magtrabaho po sila, i-double time na nila, at mag-ano na tayo, what is unnecessary, let's do away with it. Personally, I don't think a roadshow should be necessary as, roadshow. If you need an information campaign, you can conduct it in other fora and parallel means. But dun sa loob ng committee hearing, siguro mas maganda pakinggan yung sinabi na natin na mga other legislators, the economists, followers of the Constitution, potential investors, and all stakeholders. Pero yung iikot ka pa sa buong bansa, bakit? Babaguhin na ba natin ang buong Constitution? Amendment lang naman po to, hindi to for revision.
Bilang isa sa mga super seniors dito sa Congress, at saka baguhan ako dito. So yung fear na mayroong changes doon sa form of government at saka term limits, I can guarantee you na magmula nung nandito ako, nung nanumpa ako bilang congressman, wala akong narinig na pinag-uusapang term limits o changes sa form of government. Kaya take it from me na ginagarantiya ko na wala. But being super senior, sinabi ko nga, I cannot wait forever. Di ba? Umikot na ako sa ASEAN. Time is up. Kailangan gawin na natin. At saka, avoid na natin yung medyo madaming patutsada. Wala nang siraan dahil we just work for the common good. Tingin ko walang mapipinsala at saka walang pipigil sa atin basta we work for the betterment of the country and our people. Thank you.
Siguro po to add to that, I think what we're trying to show the investors now is that like there was a statement, we believe that we're now in the constructive phase. Siguro wala na po yung political noise. On the issue kasi dati, the PI, although there was a question po no, kung may napala doon sa inquiry. But as of now, hindi na po PI yung pinag-uusapan. So we're really just on RBH 6, and this is really purely on the economic provisions. So with the recent development also, very clear yung message of the President on the Philippine Constitution Day, we have a set direction. So we would like to think na there would not be any more political noise. So with this one message that we are now coming across to our foreign investors, that we are opening, unlike Cha-Cha the dance now, back and forth, I think we're now moving forward. So we'd like to think po na klaro na yung message natin. Nag-move on na. Thank you.
Yes, we understand very much the political noise that some senators need to do. Malapit na po ang May 2025 election. So, naintindihan po namin. Pero bilang isang senior din, kasama ni Congressman Alvarez, during my time when I was in UNCTAD ITC, when I went around ASEAN, when I went to Bangkok, the first bakery in Bangkok was Filipino-owned, Goldilocks. The textile industry was initiated by American GI. So when I went to Indonesia, everybody said, "Oh, you're Filipino. Oh, very good. Kulang na lang lumuhod sila at saka magbawa at saka tuwa-tuwa po sila. The Filipino was well known in Asia as providing the top management expert because of our highly educated English-speaking workforce." we pride ourselves as the gateway of Asia. So when China was developing, the gateway was there, but the gate was closed. When Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia are developing, the gateway is there for Korean and Japanese good to be manufactured in the Philippines as a regional hub for our electronics and vehicle sector. But the gate is closed. So now, as we go to the Indo-Pacific, India and all that, the gate is still closed. So sabi nga ng kasama ko, 32 years old lang siya. But the gate has been closed. We, since the 8th Congress, have tried very much to amend the Constitution to purge these restrictive provisions that protect vested interests. But alas, 300 legislative measures from the 8th Congress to the 19th Congress, it's dead on arrival in the Senate. So, kailan pa po natin gagawin? Hindi naman pwedeng puro na lang tayo ayuda sa consumption variable ng economics. Dapat meron tayo sa investment. So, investment, capital. Capital. Sabi nga ng dating Chinese leader, si Deng Xiaoping, I don't care what the color of the cat is as long as it catches mice. So we should not care like our Asian colleague what color the capital is as long as it's capital. What color the technology is as long as it is technology. So let's open our economy. So pinag-uusapan lang po natin economic provisions. Hindi po natin pinag-uusapan iba kasi masyado na komplikado yan. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan, meron ng peg si Congressman Ted. Ako, sabi ko, show the love. Sabi ni Congressman Bongalon, love wins. Yung kay Congressman Ted, buksan ang inyong puso.
One follow-up lang, Ryan. To
Okay.
SDS Gutierrez. Gonzales. Sorry, sir. As one of... Sorry. Sorry. Sir, as one of the House leaders, wala bang effort na to sit down, to meet, talakayin, yung bickerings between both houses instead of nag-aaway, not only in public, but also in both plenary halls of both houses. Araw-araw ba tayong sasagot sa Senado?
They want plenary was that's voting jointly. Joke. Kasi plenary hall, di ba?
I want your answer, sir.
Joke.
Not a joke.
In the plenary hall, invite namin yun, that's voting jointly. Di ba? Like commission on appointment. Commission on appointment, if they will vote jointly. Di ba? For the confirmation. Anyway, si Speaker, joke lang naman yun. Anyway, si Speaker naman, open dyan, di ba? Palaging, how many times, not 10 times na silang nag-usap, di ba? They're open for the communication, di ba? To discuss this matter regarding economic provisions. In fact, meron na nga tayong arrangement, inuulit-ulit ko na lang po. And in Malacanang, in other places, in Makati, palagi po sila nag-uusap ni Senator Migs na willing mag-sit down kung ano ang dapat mapag-usapan para mapabilis po. Open po.
Pero SDS Gonzales, for that to happen, don't you think, mag-stop na rin yung mga insinuations of irregularity thrown against members of the House? I mean, I think that's a basic rule, di ba? For us to sit down and smoke the peace pipe. Dapat wala nang mga ganyang insinuations or character assassination. At tigilan na yung apples and oranges na yan. I mean, like, that's the only way you can show your sincerity. We're very sincere here. All we want to do is to work and focus on the much needed, much awaited, and much maligned, amendments to the economic provisions. That's all we want to do. And mas maganda sana kung joint forces tayong lahat, tapos wala na itong mga mga intrigahan, mga kemehan, di ba? As we say. So, I think that's a necessary condition, as Des Gonzales.
Okay, Lina Escapanti from GMA Online.
Good afternoon po. I would just like to ask po kasi